Intermittent fasting. Does it actually work if you're pursuing the 2MAD or 16-8 intermittent fasting schedule? Stay tuned in this video because I'm going to share with you my past year's experience. Hey there, welcome back. This is Brandon. If you're new here, I appreciate you stopping by. I want to talk to you about my last year's worth of, my trials and experiences as I've been doing intermittent fasting. And I'd say that for the most part of the year, I have completely been focused on 2MAD, 16-8, and it kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. But I would just want to really quick, for those who are new to intermittent fasting, I want to talk very quickly about the definition. So 2MAD actually stands for 2 meals a day. And typically it's going to be where somebody maybe eats breakfast and dinner or lunch and dinner, but it's kind of specifically two separate meals, and it doesn't really depend upon time. 16-8 intermittent fasting is where you're 16 hours out of the day you're fasting, where you're not eating food, and then 8 hours a day where you are consuming food. So that's where the 16-8 comes into play. And I'd say for most of the year, so I began my weight loss journey focusing on it was probably a 16-8 fasting schedule where it started at 10 a.m. and it would go till 6 p.m. And that's how I began. And then at some point throughout the year, I ended up switching it to where it was more of a 12 o'clock start. Actually, I then went to 11 o'clock for a week or two, and then I switched to 12 o'clock. And that's mostly where I had been up until several weeks ago. And that has allowed me to, essentially, I was able to lose over 30 pounds over the past year, and in that regard, sticking to that schedule. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent. I'm very strict on my start time when I break my fast because I have a specific regimen. It involves, I do a prayer and I follow this acronym whenever I break my fast every single day. But I'm very strict on when I start my fast for the most part. There was 5 days over since January 31st of 2024, whenever I began this, there was 5 days that I actually ate breakfast, and 3 of them were due to my mom. So thanks, Mom, if you're watching this video. That's how much I love you. I'm willing to break my fast early just so I can make sure that we're all staying happy and helping you to celebrate your birthday and everything. So I'm very strict on when I start or whenever I break my fast, and I've not been as disciplined. I'd say whenever it comes to the evening, my eating, I'm a little more flexible with it, and I kind of have just let my body kind of dictate that for me a little bit. And you can do the same. That's the amazing thing with intermittent fasting, is you have the flexibility to really make it whatever you want. I just want to encourage you to kind of keep track of it, either written or in your mind. In writing is probably a great place, especially for your first 3 or 4 months when you're getting started into a routine. So that's the differences, and that's kind of where I have been on my daily schedule. Very strict breaking it. In the evening, I'm a little more flexible with it. So I just want to really quickly also talk about exercise-wise. Each day, I'm pretty consistent with exercising for 60 minutes a day. That's what I shoot for. I really don't try to say I'm going to walk this many miles, and I don't say I'm going to get this many steps. And I just focus on an amount of time that I'm going to exercise. But I usually take off on Sundays. But my fasting schedule still aligns very well with my Sundays. And, if we're going to church on Sunday morning, it doesn't get interrupted, if we're not getting back until noon or 1 o'clock. So I just wanted to make sure I made you aware of that also. One other thing that I want to talk to you about is giving yourself some grace. So I try to be pretty disciplined with my fasting schedule, especially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I give myself a little bit of grace on Fridays and Saturdays. If we're going to go out with some friends or whatever, and if I know that, we're not even getting out until 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night, I'm still going to go ahead and probably have a pizza or whatever it happens to be, and I'm not going to stay as regimented with that. I know that I also might need to cut back my lunch a little bit if I'm planning to overeat that evening. I just kind of plan for it. But I just want to kind of let you know. So that's where I've been over the last year, and I've gotten really great results with it. But I want to talk about moving forward, where to go from here. And if you get to a point where you start to stagnate with your intermittent fasting schedule, then it's time to probably change something up. And I've gotten to the point where if I really want to continue to experience some more weight loss and kind of take the next step, then I need to modify a couple other things with my diet, primarily. Like I could sit there and I could try to add some extra workouts in, or maybe I'm gonna, I don't work out on Sunday. Maybe I can add that in there. But really, I know that I still have room in my diet to make some more adjustments. I could be a little more disciplined with it. And for example, that end time being more concrete about when I stop it. I've not been as disciplined with it, and that's okay. Like again, this is the beauty of setting up your own schedule and being your own guinea pig, is you can kind of hone these in and dial them in for what gives you the best results. And when you notice that you're not having results, once you've done it long enough, then you have the ability to know that you can consistently do it. You just need to start making a couple little tweaks to your weight loss system to get to the next level, which is pretty awesome. So, yeah, you'll know when it's time to make some changes, and whatever that might look like. For me, I'm going to start doing a couple 1 meal a days probably. And again, I'm not going straight to 1 meal a day. I really, I don't want to do 1 meal a day if I don't want to, because I enjoy eating. But so I'm going to kind of tweak it a little bit. Maybe it's going to be like a 1.5. I've started to push my fast out several days a week now to about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock start time. And I may just get to a point where maybe I'm going to eat my meal around 2 or 4 o'clock, but I like to be able to eat my dinners with my family as much as possible. And I think that eventually I'd probably like to get to the point where that 1 meal a day that I'm going to do, I'm going to extend myself out till whenever we get home, 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, when we sit down to have a chance to eat. And hopefully that'll be it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments or anything that you found that works really well for you, I would love leave a comment down below, and I'm happy to help you out however I can. All right, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.